Hello, everybody. I'm here with Lyti again. We're going to go over, I promised to do this for a while, and I finally got to it, but putting together a training protocol for her. Just to recap a little bit, I bumped up one of your goals. We had a goal for an 11C and then an 11B that maybe wasn't so great. I took that one off and just said, you know what, a better goal is this Comanche Trail 12A at Hardware Walls. So
it's a way more fun climb.
Way more fun climb, better climb, and I think totally doable for you. So
yeah.
And then just to recap some of the challenges, confidence and the ability to send routes, overcoming fear of falling in particular, and then just get physically strong enough to be able to do the climbs, and of course just learn the beta of the routes.
Yeah.
Now, we also talked about this, what are the things you like to do, and you definitely like to climb on a regular basis. So as part of this plan, I made consistent climbing a part of the plan rather than doing a strong sort of a linearized system where you would train a bunch and then go climb. I think we need to keep climbing a lot. So I made that a part of this workout. And then also that helps keep things a little bit varied and interesting. That was one of your other goals, or desires, I should say.
Yeah.
So weekly cycles, what I have here, and you can see it in the chart down below, kind of a 2 days of training focus and then a couple days of climbing focus.
Rad.
So this is 4 days on, 3 days off. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Recapping kind of the building of the confidence, I don't think, you mentioned this in our first interview together. I don't think this is a huge risk. It'll come as you accomplish goals, I think. And the fear of falling is maybe a little bit bigger story. The only thing I wanted to mention here is let's just make that a regular practice. So every time you rope climb, you should be doing some fall practicing.
Yeah.
Because this is going to take a while to get done right. And then I think we'll do some more on this subject later. I want to walk through some very specific things on how I've coached it over the years. So let's come back. We'll return to this another day. For the strengthening cycles, and that's what I wanted to focus on just today, I put together 4 cycles. So a strength cycle, strength and power, strength and power endurance, and those are two slightly different things, and then performance. And the performance is when you just go send routes. And you can see that strength is part of this. Strength takes a long time to build. It's also a weakness for you.
Yeah.
So I think we should work on it on a very consistent basis. And so you're going to see that as part of every one of these phases to different levels.
Rad.
So 4 2-week cycles, and I kept the cycles pretty short and included climbing in all of them because you like to climb.
I sure do.
So here's what the strength cycle looks like. And I got this took some classes from Tyler Nelson down in Salt Lake City, and one in particular that was strength training for adolescents or teenagers. And so some of this information comes from him. And I also took some other training seminars this summer too that helped bolster some of what I was talking about. But so for Monday and Wednesday, I'm suggesting maybe in the morning do some strength training, and I'm describing that down below. And then perhaps in the afternoon, if you're up for it, do a little bit of hard bouldering. So those hard bouldering is going to help you just gain pure strength as well as power. On Friday, just climb for fun. Don't worry too much about any particular project or anything like that. But then on Sunday, do outdoor routes and focus on projecting. So I want to avoid on Sunday getting super pumped because it takes a long time to really recover from getting crazy pumped. So trying harder routes is my objective for Sunday. And then, so strength training, I divided it into 2 sections, hangboarding, and I'm suggesting it depends on how much you want to do. It could be as short as 18 minutes using this or as long as 30 minutes. But have 3 grips. So use a 20 millimeter edge, do it open hand, half crimp, and then a full crimp. Do 3 to 5 sets, and then do this protocol that's out here to the right. So you can see this. This is 5 seconds, 3 seconds on, 3 seconds rest. And then you do 5 sets of that. So you come up to the hangboard every couple of minutes. You do 3-second hang, and then rest for 3, 3-second hang, rest for 3, 3-second hang, rest for 3. And then do 3 to 5 for each grip, 3 sets of that. Does that make sense?
That does now, yeah.
Now you loop it 3 times. So you come back and do this that little protocol that you see on the picture on the right. You do 3 times for each one of those grips.
Okay.
And then we would adjust the weight, either adding or subtracting, adjust the weight so that you're hitting to like 80 to 90% of your max effort. So I don't want you to go to failure. You don't want your fingers like opening up because you can't hold on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so perhaps with the full crimp, you're not as strong. So we would take weight off. If you're open hand, you're maybe a little bit stronger. I think you could maybe have to add weight in that case.
Okay.
Make sense?
Probably the other way around.
Okay.
I don't know. Full crimp seems better.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, good point.
And then I suggested some full body circuits here using the exact same protocol. So this kind of 4 seconds on, or 3 seconds on, 3 seconds rest. And then again, adjusting the weight to hit a max effort. And because you're struggling a little bit with some of the full push-ups or full pull-ups,
Yeah.
I'd like to do isometric ones. So like in a pulling position, do a lock off at 90-degree elbow bend or 120-degree elbow bend and so on. So we'll just do lock offs, and then you can just do this weight. You can add weight to make those lock offs difficult using this protocol.
Okay. And
Same thing with the push-ups. If you can move towards, if a single push-up is hard, then we'll just leave it that way. If that's too easy, you can start to lift one arm off the ground to try to make it a little bit harder.
V bicycles, are those just Puccios?
Yeah, that's the Puccio. That's what we call it. No, anybody that watches this video is not going to know that term. So it's a V bicycle is a combination of a bicycle with a V sit-up at the same time.
Rad.
So on our team, we call them Puccios.
Rad.
So pistol squats, that's a one-legged squat. So just do 2 on each side. That's just a good strengthening exercise. For what it's worth, I'm terrible at pistol squats. You're probably a little bit better. You've got better flexibility than me.
Yeah.
So that's something to try. So this is a way to get strength. And I'm assuming you don't have a lot of extra weights at your disposal, so you can do a pistol squat with one leg, and it's pretty hard, even without added weight.
Yeah. I have bricks and rocks.
Yeah. Okay, so we can potentially add some weight too.
Easy. Yeah.
And then the core is toes to bar. That's just lifting your toes up. Front lever. You don't have to do a full front lever. Just start to approximate it. And then that V bicycle is the bicycle and the V up at the same time. And then I'm putting these all, and that's not the core here is not like your stomach is going to get super burned, but it's more integrated core. So the toes to bar is a good core exercise, but it's also a good shoulder exercise. And that's something that you're lacking a little bit is good shoulder strength. So that'll help build that shoulder strength as you do those toes to bar.
Yeah. Right.
Any other questions on this page?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's what a strength cycle looks like. So for strength and power, so looking at the weekly schedule here, we've got the morning. So on Monday, you do strength train and hard boulders. That's exactly what we did on Monday in the last cycle. On Tuesday, we go more towards power training. So we try to get power as strength over a short period of time. So we change up the thing and do power train in the morning, and that's what I've got listed here below. And then in the afternoon, still boulders, but more jumpy, fast movement type boulders, as opposed to like lock off and pull really hard. And then Friday and Sunday, same thing as before. Just go have fun and outdoor routes and projecting. Try not to get super pumped on Sunday. So power, what does that look like? Speed pulls, these are fast pull-ups on a small edge. So you get on a 20-millimeter edge and do as many fast pull-ups as you can until you start to slow down. Now you actually start kind of slow already with pull-ups. So what we're gonna need to do is actually subtract some weight so we can get a band to actually lift some weight off of you.
Rad.
Or a pulley system would work really well too, although the pulleys they do tend to swing a lot if you're doing quick pull-ups. So if we get one of those stiffer bands that you can actually do 6 pull-ups with, then do
Yeah.
that, because the goal here is speed, not necessarily getting, struggling your way up to a single pull-up.
Yeah.
And then it'd be nice to measure this, but we don't have a measurement tool, so instead we will just slow it down, or just when you feel yourself slowing down, then you stop. And you have a good sense of that, I think.
Yeah.
Rest a couple minutes. So that's the hangboard routine. You do 6 sets and then 4 to 8 pull-ups within each set. And you just do them fast, like 1, 2, as fast as you can.
Yeah. Rad. That looks like
And
fun recording.
yeah, it's not bad. I've been doing it recently as well. Full body power circuit. So this is a 15-minute circuit. So this is a power circuit. So what you do is each one of these exercises in series, 10 seconds on and then 20 seconds rest. When you're on for your 10 seconds, you're trying to go fast and you're trying hard. So power push-ups. A power push-up is push up on the ground, and then you, right off the ground, you just try and lift yourself off really quick. Not launching off the ground, but just push up as quick as you can. Now, if you can't, now you're a little bit slow with push-ups, so the way to make that easier is to elevate your body. So elevate your body up a little bit until, like, your hands on a chair, perhaps,
Okay.
until you can do those faster.
Cool.
Bar, same thing. Pulling is the same thing. It's speed pull-ups, but now use a big bar instead of a 20 millimeter edge.
Okay.
Box jumps for legs, and then medicine ball throw. So a medicine ball throw is you hold the medicine ball and then throw it down to the ground as quickly as you can. So I don't know if you have one of those.
We've been meaning to get one. My sister really wants one, so.
Well, if she wants one, then this is a good reason to do it. It's actually a really good core exercise. You can just hold it up, get like a 10-pound one, hold it up, and then just like throw it down, and you can feel your core compress with this.
Tight.
So we'll do loops through, that's the 10 seconds on, 20 seconds rest, do loops through this. That's going to help increase your power. And then at the end of that cycle, rest for 30 seconds total, and then do 5 loops of that whole thing.
Okay. Cool.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Strength and power endurance. So this is that third phase. So you can still see strength and hard boulders on Monday. Now you can see there's actually an additional day of rest. And that's because power endurance training is hard on your body, and you need at least, ideally, if you really work it hard, a couple days of rest to get off that. If it's not quite as hard, you can, 1 day of rest is fine. So you can see I dropped a day of training in here, 1 day of climbing. So you're training a little bit less, and you're resting 2 days and climbing on Saturday.
Rad.
And so we're going to get, and you do all this training all, instead of AM, PM, we're going to do all the training all at once, and you're going to hopefully walk away a little bit crushed by this. You get super tired and pumped up. So the hangboard, this is the 7-3 repeaters hangboard. I know you're familiar with that, and I've got a blog post that talks about this as well. So this is, I guessed 3 grips. Again, those same edges, 20 millimeters, open, half, and full crimp. If you want to add another grip or 2, that's fine. 18 minutes would be 3 grips long. And then if you add more, it goes longer, of course.
Yeah.
So if you're motivated, and then on that third set, you want to be to the 80-90% of close to failure. So you're getting close to failure.
All right.
And then jump right from there into a power endurance circuit. So great for this is do a bouldering 4x4. So by 4x4s, you do 4 boulders, then rest for the same amount of time. Do a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. So if it took you 4 minutes to do the 4 boulders, rest for 4 minutes, then do 4 more boulders. These are not super hard boulders. And then right after that, run on the treadmill for a minute. And then when you're resting off the treadmill, hold a hard plank. So let's do a plank, but keep your entire core compressed for the entire time. And your legs, your glutes clenched, and your legs clenched, and your toes clenched, and your fists clenched. Everything, it's a hard plank. It's just like holding it super hard.
Rad.
So treadmill run for a minute, and then a hard plank for a minute, and repeat that 3 times.
Okay.
If you're not pumped yet, then you can loop that whole thing and do another power endurance circuit.
Yeah.
So this one's hard. This would be a hard day. This one you'll walk away going, be super tired at the end of that.
Yeah.
But it definitely, it helps build up that power endurance for the route sending time. Which that Saturday, go out and send some routes.
Okay.
And then the performance cycle, I still kept a strength train on Mondays. Strength is you in particular need to acquire more strength, so I kept that throughout a little bit. Wednesday, have fun, climb something. Saturday, red point, send your project. So you get 2 days of rest to build up to that sending project. And then on Sunday, you could, if you chose to, either rest or do a capacity train, which means climb a bunch of routes, but don't get pumped. Just climb a bunch of stuff. Does this seem okay? What would you, because of course we can adjust this to what you need. So does it seem okay, or what would you change?
Yeah, it seems fine. I'm probably going to go pretty easy until it cools down because hotness sucks. And until I can breathe, it's pretty smoky out. So
yeah. So the strength training thing, that's a great thing because you don't get out of breath doing that at all. So that's a great thing to do, to put focus on right now.
Yeah, I'll definitely focus on that then. It's a great point. Brad.